Hey, good morning. Good morning. It is Tuesday morning here on Motivated Strength. I'm your host, Shane Schultz. We do this show so that you can start your day in a motivated, positive way. That way you can take on life's challenges as they are, but more importantly, as you are right now. Now, if you happen to be new to the show, I want to say thank you for taking the time to see what it is that we do here. What we do on Motivated Strength, now I know we use the word motivated, right? Well, I have dealt with motivation throughout my life. I included motivation in my life as something that I chose to do. I really liked listening to people like Tony Robbins. I liked listening to Les Brown. I liked listening to Earl Nightingale. I really enjoyed watching Oprah Winfrey and listening to Maya Angelou and all those people that have made such a difference in so many lives across the world. Now, here's the thing. I had a problem feeling that. I had a problem feeling what it is that they were saying. I wanted to. I really, really did. I wanted to be just like them. I wanted to inspire. I wanted to be able to lead. I wanted to be able to be just like them, but I just couldn't feel what they were saying. Now, here's the thing. The reason why I couldn't feel what they were saying is because I was too busy suffering. I was suffering in my life. I was suffering in clinical depression. I was suffering in traits of borderline personality disorder. I was suffering in PTSD. I was suffering in codependency. I was suffering in addiction. I was suffering in chronic nerve pain. I know what it's like to suffer. Do you get that idea? So here's the thing. We decided to utilize a morning show with motivation and personal development involved. Why? Because I do things a little bit differently. Now, I'm not saying that those shows and those people who I mentioned before are not going to be able to help you, because they certainly will. Another one that I would recommend is Eric Thomas. Eric Thomas has a tremendous message that's out there, and he has a way of being able to talk with such enthusiasm and with some power to it that really makes a difference in somebody's world. Now, Motivated Strength is about motivation, but it's not always about, yelling and being excited and being enthusiastic about something. Motivated strength comes from a power within. Remember, we talked about yesterday, right? Is to love yourself, to be proud of who it is that you are, and not be ashamed of what it is that somebody else may think of you. See, motivated strength is different. Motivated strength is a way of being able to be powerful, but not necessarily all in the uproar, right? Now, how we do that is that we utilize the optimal frame of mind. The optimal frame of mind is real. The optimal frame of mind is a real deal. It is a higher way of thinking that leads you to a higher level of living. I've seen it. I've worked with people with it. I've seen people actually lose over 300 pounds in less than 2 years. I've seen people who have actually gone from living in agoraphobia and have made a move so as to be able to change their life. I've seen my personal self leave from my suffering that I had been through, my suffering that had led me to suicidality over and over and over, had led me to homeless shelters for 8 times, had led me to 7 inpatient stays. I have seen how the optimal frame of mind can make a difference, not only for myself, but also for you. I've seen how it works. Now, here's the thing. How is it going to work for you if you're not bought in? You need to be bought in, right? And here's the thing. When we're talking about these messages that I bring you, I want you to understand, I'm not just pulling these things out of the air and then talking about them. That's not the case at all. I think about these things and I think about these messages during the time period that's going on, or during a trending point that's going on in the world. Here's what I want you to know. You are worth the time that I spend to be here with you, because I think you are. I value who it is that you are. I value your opinion. I value your time. You are somebody who actually, believe it or not, matters to me. And it has nothing to do with a business. It has everything to do with a purpose. It's purpose related, right? When you're sitting there and you are going through the challenges and struggles that you are going through, I promise you, if you don't have a purpose within you, I will bet everything that I have that you are going to suffer. You are going to find yourself in a suffering way because it's hard to go through the things that we're talking about. It's hard to go through chronic pain. It's hard to go through mental illness. It's hard to go through, the things that we keep on talking about and not have a purpose. See, the purpose is what brings us outside of what it is that we're held by. The purpose is what allows you to be more than the challenges that you face. It allows you to realize that you are valuable within you. Remember, I talk about it has to start within you. Somebody who I worked with and who had actually been in a institution, and they had autism. And I worked with her quite a long time ago. And it was very, very poignant in my life because she looked at me at one time and she said, listen, I'm not as beautiful as you are. I'm as beautiful as I am. And at first I thought, well, no, don't put yourself down like that. That's not the way to look at things. And she said, no. I'm doing all right. She believed in who it is that she is. She believed in the value that she has. She believed in the worth that she has. Now, she was in an institution. She had autism in a way that she wasn't able to live by her own. But I got to tell you, she had a purpose. Her purpose was to have people laugh. She had the most wonderful laugh. It was the most funny laugh that was going. I mean, it had a little high pitch to it. It had a little bit of a stutter to it. But I got to tell you, when she would laugh, it made everybody else laugh. It made the other residents laugh. It made the people that were working with them laugh. It made counselors like myself laugh. It just made our day because of the way that she would laugh. Now, there's probably other things that she was meant to do as well. But I got to tell you, that was a long time ago, and I still remember. See, do you still remember what you are meant to do? Do you still remember what the power that you have within you? Do you remember the capability that you have in you? Do you remember the things that you are capable of doing? Do you remember the things that you had dreamt about, that you were inspired to find for yourself, that you were ready to go on a journey in order to be able to be part of? Do you remember those things? Because if you don't, we need to get you there. That's what the optimal frame of mind will do for you. It'll get you to that level again. It'll get you to where you're dreaming again. It'll get you to where you're thinking more about what is in front of you versus what is behind you. There's a lot of things that we go through in life that we find behind us, whether it be chronic pain, whether it be chronic illness, whether it be mental illness. There's a lot of things that are in our lives that are sitting there in our present. But here's what I can tell you is that the optimal frame of mind can get you to a higher level. It can get you to looking forward. It can get you to where you're meant to be versus where you merely might exist to be. And I know a lot about that because if you know my story, there was 2 years in my life that I didn't feel my heartbeat. I didn't feel my heartbeat, but I knew what I was meant to do the minute that I realized it. The minute that I realized what my purpose in life was, all of a sudden, my heart went ba-boom. All of a sudden, things started dividing out of the way. Now, was I less suffering? Not really. I was still suffering at that point. I was still trying to get myself out of what it is that I was feeling. I was still trying to get out of my own thoughts, trying to get out of my own damn way. I was still suffering, but I knew my purpose. And when I had my purpose, things started dividing out of the way. And then I started realizing what the optimal frame of mind can do. Then I started working with other people to see if it was just working with me or if it can work with other people. And guess what? It made a difference in their life. It made a difference in their life, not in the way that I needed it to. It made a difference in the life that they needed it to. That's what the optimal frame of mind can do. See, you're as beautiful as you are, not as beautiful as everybody else. It's not about being as beautiful as everybody else because guess what? You are as beautiful as anybody else. You're as beautiful as anybody else that's out there. It does not matter. I don't care if you're put up against a person that is had no problems whatsoever in their life. I don't care if you're put up against a model. I don't care if you're put up against the President of the United States. I don't care. You're as beautiful as you are. And once you believe that, and once you have the pride in that, and you are proud about that, oh, you are going to be amazing. You are going to reach another level. You are going to crash through that ceiling that I keep on talking about. And when you do, you're going to realize you are meant to keep on going in your journey. You are meant to be more than those challenges. You're meant to be more than those diagnoses. You're meant to be more than those criticisms, that stigma, whatever it is that's in your way. Now listen. We do this show Monday through Friday. The reason why we do that is so that we work hard in order to be able to get you to see the optimal frame of mind and how it can work for you. And then we have Friday comes along and we do a little bit of a short message and we go into the weekend with a little bit of a workshop, right? We go into a little bit of a workshop so as that you can think about it. Now, it's not about getting out a piece of paper and a pen or anything like that. It's just more or less to keep your mindset on what it is that you worked on throughout the week. That's what we try to do here on the Optimal Frame of Mind when we're here with Motivated Strength, because Motivated Strength can bring you to where you want to be versus where you might merely exist to be. Now, we do this show for you. So what we need from you is some comments. We need some comments from you to let us know what it is that we can do to tear things around to help you the best. How can we help you in the way that you need to be helped? How can we talk about some things in order to be able to get you unstuck from where it is that you might be, get you out of the suffering that you might be experiencing? Let us know how we can do that by leaving a comment and letting us know that very thing. Now, listen, I love likes. I really do. I love them on Instagram. I love them on Facebook. I love them on Twitter, whatever the case may be. But comments allow me to interact with you. They allow me to make a difference for you, and that's more important to me. All right, listen, we do this show Monday through Friday. We do this show so that you can start your day in a motivated, positive way. That way you can take on life's challenges as they are, but more importantly, as you are right now. You are meant to be more than what it is that you are challenged by. You are meant to be more than what it is that you're diagnosed with. You're meant to be who it is that you're meant to be, and you're beautiful just as you are. I promise you that. All right? I hope you have an extraordinary day, and we'll talk to you again soon.